Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Thursday. It's a thirsty Thursday, May 2nd, 2024. Summer is upon us, especially here. I don't know about where you live, but summer is all up on my face and in every armpit, crevice, and everything else. Gross, huh? Yeah. Why is it always wet up there? No, that's disgusting. Clean it up here. All right. Hey, please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the video vault. Check out the shirts, the gear, everything. And if you would, please hit like and subscribe on the video. If you're listening on podcast, hey, give us a 5-star review. What the hell? What it actually does, and this is how this shit works. I know a lot of you guys know this, but some of the newer people don't. If every time you like and subscribe, it helps out other people that like the same stuff, like Buckeye football, helps them find our stuff. So it gets spread over the interwebs faster, better. I don't know. They told me to say that. Anyways. So we just had the draft last week. You know me, I'm not a huge NFL guy. I can pretend to be. I used to be a big NFL guy, a big Raiders fan. Grew up being a Browns fan. Then common sense set in when I was in high school back in the 80s. So, and also a lot of playoff losses to the Denver Broncos. Feel your pain too soon, right? Anyways, I've kind of moved away from the NFL, but the NFL draft is interesting to me because I love to see the former Ohio State guys get drafted and then go be successful, obviously, in the NFL. And I love to see the Michigan players play like shit and end up working straight jobs like us. So anyway, this is going to be a monster draft in 2025. We know everybody that came back. I'm going to go through a list of guys. I think the Buckeyes could break the all-time school draft record that Georgia has right now of 15. We got a really easy shot at breaking this record. So you might remember last summer, dumb dick, Jim Harbaugh and his cheater ways. He said last summer that the cheaters were going to break the NFL draft record and have 20 players drafted in the 2024 draft that just happened last week. False, a big false, you dumbass. Guy eats stupid burgers. Anyways, he was 7 short, so close. If 13 out of 20 is good. Anyway, the cheaters did not have the most draft picks in this year's NFL draft. They were 2 short of the record of 15 that Georgia set in 2022. Next year, Ohio State and Georgia are both going to challenge the record. But the Buckeyes had the record of 14, you might remember, in the 2004 NFL draft. So 18 years they held that. Ohio State has had double-digit draft picks for the 4 times since 1994. But 2025 is going to be the biggest one ever, for real. The Buckeyes have at least 8 players who returned who would have been drafted in this year's draft. Plus, you got additions through the transfer portal, third-year players that are becoming draft eligible. So all this combines, has the Buckeyes on the cusp of a record-breaking class in 2025 in the NFL draft. So let's start the list here. QB, Will Howard. It's his last year of eligibility. He's already on NFL draft boards. Not a first day guy, obviously, but or second day, but he was on draft boards. He chose the Buckeyes over the NFL. Makes you feel good. And Howard probably wins the QB job this fall and will definitely be drafted. Starting quarterback at Ohio State will get you drafted, even in this 7th-round draft. So you do have Devin Brown. He's eligible. I bring him up because he will be eligible in 2025. Right now, though, he's probably not leaving for the NFL after this season. It's a long shot. Even if he wins the OSU starting quarterback job, he's probably not going to be a high-round draft pick. Then you got running backs. Travion Henderson. Trey could have been drafted last week, in the draft, this year's draft. But next year, he's looking at a possible day one, most likely day two pick next year. Quinshon Judkins. Judkins is eligible this year. After this year, he could return for a senior season, but he has over 27. Geez, I can't freaking talk today, man. I had coffee. Anyways, he has over 2,700 career yards in his first 2 years. So he has to enter the draft just because of how low they value running backs, right? You got to get before you start getting beat up. Wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, the only guy there really. Emeka could have left after last season, but returned. Injuries kind of hurt his draft stock. He was viewed as a first rounder going into last season in 2023, but he'll be projected as a first rounder again in 2025, barring injury, of course. So he's gone. Tight end G. Scott. Since 2012, 5 of Ohio State's 6 starting tight ends have been drafted. The odds are really good that he will get drafted too. Not a first or second day guy, in my opinion, but we'll see. Guard, you got Donovan Jackson. He will be a 3-year starter for the Buckeyes after 2024. He put the NFL on hold until next year, so he's an obvious draft pick. Then you got the center, the transfer from Bama, Seth McLaughlin. If you win a starting job on the Alabama offensive line and probably the Ohio State offensive line, that should be good enough to get you drafted, right? Somewhere. Again, we're talking just getting drafted, right? Don't freak out and say everybody's a first rounder. Then you got right tackle Josh Fryer. Fryer has the size and versatility. The NFL may see him as a guard, but that flexibility adds value. He also has another year here in 2024 to improve his draft stock. So he's a draft pick. I think that's obvious, right? Barring a down year. If he regresses, sorry. Then you got left tackle Josh Simmons. He's a 4th-year junior. So he has another year after 2024. He can come back. Some of the OSU coaches say he's the most talented lineman on the team. He'll have to make a decision after this season for sure. 2 years starting at left tackle at Ohio State. That's a definite draft pick. Defensive ends, let's go over to the defense now. JT Tuimoloau. The only question about JT is how high he's going to get drafted, right? Same for Jack. JT would have been a 2nd or 3rd round pick this year. So he'll be in the 1st round in all the 2025 mock drafts. So expect that. Jack Sawyer, he was the one to bring all of his teammates back for one more ride, reload the clip, however you want to say it. He'll be in all the mock drafts next year as well. 1st round, 2nd round, who knows? Depends on this year, right? D tackle, Tyleik Williams. You got 2 of them here. Redshirt sophomore. Mike Hall was picked in the 2nd round of this year's draft. So that's the latest I expect Tyleik to be picked in 2025. That's kind of what he's probably aiming for. D tackle Ty Hamilton. Ty Hamilton split time with Mike Hall last year. You might remember Hamilton had more tackles, 38 to 24, more TFLs, 4.5 to 2, and sacks, 2 to 1.5. So Mike Hall's skill set put him in the 2nd round. Hamilton's production and reliability make him an easy NFL pick. Linebacker. Well, this one's a little bit iffy. I can't commit to these 2 guys, CJ Hicks and Sonny Styles. Both will be eligible, 3rd-year guys. It's not likely that CJ will have the kind of year to get him drafted early. So having an extra year to come back, maybe boost his draft stock in, 2025, 2026 draft might be his route. He hasn't started a game at linebacker yet. So Hicks should probably return for his senior year and be a 2nd-year starter at the will. starting as a junior at Ohio State is usually good enough to get you an NFL draft pick, but he probably will not be an early round pick. Sonny Styles, basically the same deal. Sonny changed positions and is battling CJ for the starting will position. So even if he's not the starter, Sonny will get reps at the Sam. He's going to get on the field plenty. Sonny does have the upside of his experience and versatility playing safety for his first 2 years. But again, I can't put these guys in the draft in 2025. Linebacker Cody Simon, not a lot of talk about him yet. A starting middle linebacker at Ohio State usually gets you drafted. What round is really the only question, you know. He's kind of a Tommy Eichenberg, athletic, smart, a guy that definitely needs to be drafted. Corners, let's talk corners. We got 3 of them here. Denzel Burke. Denzel's probably the first Buckeye drafted next year. He'll be top 10 in all the mock drafts. He would have likely been a day 2 pick this year, second round. And then corner Davison Igbinosun, IGB. He'll be a junior this year. He'll also be a 3-year starting quarterback with the length and physicality. Remember, he started as a freshman at Ole Miss. So he's started at Ole Miss in the SEC and in the Big Ten at Ohio State. It says something. He'll definitely have an NFL decision to make, and it'll probably be an easy one. But then you got Jordan Hancock. Hancock will continue to polish his game this year at the nickel, slot, whatever you want to call it, a position that's getting more and more important in football. Teams have been drafting corners in the first round just to have them play nickel for years now. So plus Hancock can play outside too. He can play inside and outside. He isn't a small little slot corner. He's 6'1" and 195. So he can play anywhere. Lastly, you got safety Lathan Ransom. Ransom is a coach's dream. He's smart, reliable, and can really play. Injuries have just been his only limitation. If he has a fully healthy season in 2024, he'll be a probably day 3 pick, mid-rounds. So something like that. But I got a total of 18 picks for the 2025 draft from Ohio State. Maybe one of CJ or Sonny, maybe one of them goes. That makes 19. But I got 3 eligible third-year players that are kind of long shots to enter the draft with Sonny, CJ, and Devin Brown. So let me know what you guys think. You think we break the record? I think we do. I think we break it. 18 draft picks. Anyways, please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, like the videos, everything. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.